How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. I hope people enjoyed their breaks, their holidays, what have you. I sure did. I haven't played this in like 2 weeks now. That would have been December 20th. I was really pushing up against some deadlines, and I still had these ambitions that I was going to record enough to have daily uploads straight through the holiday. As I'm sure many of you saw my community post, I was not able to achieve that. I had to rely on the backlog a little bit. I've been alternating uploads. Finally, I'm recording things again now for this, but it does mean I'm a little bit unsure of where I left off. Searched the Big Moist for signs of Charles Wallace. That was the main thing. I just started the next chapter. I did like one quick thing to just kind of get that going, but I wanted to come back and deal with some of this. Finding the 11 radios, I guess, is something I'm going to just hopefully encounter as I'm playing, and eventually I'll stop and go look for them properly. But Floyd at Fission Chips wants you to find him some barbecue sauce, so I should probably go to like the barbecue wing of the school. And the guy at Zeta Omega Omicron wants you to get some wood chips for his buddy at Phi Upsilon Tau. So I have some direction. I haven't even gone to there before, actually. So that'll be totally new. But right now, I'm going to go in search of barbecue sauce. You wander into a science lab and arrive just in time to see several experiments go berserk and break out of their beakers and petri dishes. Or, to put it another way, you arrive a little too late to not be in trouble. A large goo beast knocks over a canister of liquid nitrogen, blocking the room's only exit with a wall of freezing fog, which is an impressively tactical move for something about 4 seconds old. Fight the monsters, lumbering ooze, non-Newtonian globule, and sinister vapor. It's not a vampire, apparently. The hobo clobber? Jim McDurkey will clobber lumbering ooze. Sure, I guess I can put you to task. Sure, why don't you just whack this one? Thanks for the assist there, bud. And now I gotta remember like what my best moves were and how I most often like split things up. I don't think it's gonna matter all that much, so I kind of might as well just let it happen. You won! That'll teach them a lesson about spontaneously evolving rudimentary intelligence, chemicals, and sinister precipitate. This is part of the problem, not the solution. That's a good chemistry pun. Quality. One of the best chemistry puns I've maybe seen. Professor Adams tells you some boring facts about foes. Yes. There's gonna be some rockiness here for a little bit, and also I'm gonna upload this like the day I record it, and I'm probably not gonna record like 10 episodes all at once. I'm just getting my work week back in order here. Did you always have a hat? Is that new somehow? Why does that feel uncertain to me? Or is it just you? Maybe I'm not in the hallway I think I am. No, that is Mr. Technology, Professor Technology. I don't remember him having a hat, but you guys really rock the same facial style. But yeah, I'm probably going to alternate uploads for a few days longer, and sometime next week, I'll commit more wholly once again to like daily uploads. That's the plan at this point in time. Now I just got to remember how the hell you get to the barbecue wing. I don't remember which of those it was connected to. You walk past a phone booth and, well, there's clearly something not right with this phone booth. I mean, the booth itself looks fine, but there's some kind of wriggling, twitching, shadowy mass inside of it, like a horrible multi-armed monstrosity scrabbling to get free. As you're standing there watching, one of the arms manages to grab the door handle, and the shadow spills out onto the sidewalk, splitting into 5 creepy little human-shaped shadows. What is this? Some kind of shadow fraternity prank? I think I've probably read through that one before. That's going to be one of the number one things, is probably rereading things a multitude of times that I probably don't really need to. That's fine, it's just extra padding in the video. All filler, no killer. Well, I'm killing a couple of them at least. I need to decide, I don't know where I was going with that. I need to get used to what this guy does. Poison, just one character. My battling abilities may have been a little bit better with Molly? I think was the name. I feel a little bit bad that I'm forgetting. But yeah, it seemed like I fared a little better. You won! Nobody messes with telephone booths on your watch. Alexander Graham Bell would be proud. I know I didn't even have to wander to get to there. I just decided that I would in order to have like an encounter along the way. There's the barbecue wing. I had a vague hint it would be that way. The fountain appears to be hooked up to a supply of barbecue sauce instead of water. Fill up your sauce cup. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Cup of barbecue sauce, a paper cup full of barbecue sauce. Floyd will be thrilled to see this. Most of these things you like can't go into. For Zed, I would have fully dealt with. Culinary science, I think so as well. Do you want to talk about the barbecue wing? I think all of that is old news. Finest snouts, I don't think I need any snouts of any kind. All of this seems quite dealt with. Did maybe I was never able to go into the laundry room, and I resolved that one. There's less branches in these hallways for me to visit than I recalled. I genuinely just thought there was more going on up here. I do just kind of want to stick my nose around. It's a nasty mop. Grab it. You got a nasty mop. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing everyone that a mop does anything other than just evenly distributing the filth on the floor. Yeah, they kind of do suck, don't they? Actually, probably wasn't the devil. It was probably whoever invented the mop. A shelf full of various industrial cleaning products, and a photo of a bare-necked pinup girl. Ooh, scandalous. Oh god, how could she? How daring. Really pushing the limits of public decency. Out of order, this is the most locked door you've ever encountered. Can't go to the security room. I don't really want any cola. I don't think I can go to these because I've already completed my tasks. The spider wing? Would I have dealt with this or done anything with it? If this warrants further investigation, someone else can do that. Meta acoustics, again, those are tied to a class. Test door, disregard. I regard it. By regarding the door, you are instructed to disregard it. Disregard it. By disregarding the door, you render it once again regardable. I'm a big fan of that ridiculous loop. There's a flyer for a frat party on the notice board. Check it out. It was 2 weeks ago. I'm guessing I can't go into the spider room. Yeah, I'm not in the spider department, unfortunately. Maybe it's fortunate. I don't know if I'd be that worried about that, truthfully. This is where the pigeons do all their business. Well, I could throw on some stench armor. I just need my trusty handkerchief. You pick through the coop's contents and gather a few pigeon eggs. A group of pigeons is called a flight, and a group of pigeon eggs is called a pile. I don't actually know if the flight thing is true. I assume it is. A mass of petrified pigeon poop. You aren't afraid of pigeons, but you're a little apprehensive about wandering into the middle of a huge crowd of them. I guess I can understand wanting to keep your distance in that circumstance. I should have double checked. I just kind of grabbed the thing without checking if I had recently started using something other than the fairy charm. I'll reevaluate that some other time. I would have looked through that from all angles, at the very least two of them. Oh, the little hobo code there I would have missed before. A snippet of one, free ice cream inside. Hooray! You reach inside and grab a little treat, extra cold ice cream cone. This cream in this cone has transcended ice and graduated to some new, even more solid state of matter. Increases hot armor by 5. This one's like popped open. Whatever these machines do, this one isn't doing it. I mean, are they air conditioned? Is that why things were There's just more and more of those machines. Why is there so many of these machines up here? Are they all steam output because things are just cooking hot downstairs? Why is there an H-shaped building in the background? That's a little odd, I think. Or is it meant to be like an M? I think it's an H. That's strange as hell. I don't know why it's like that. I don't see what the purpose would be. But we can go hand over the barbecue sauce. You wander into an empty classroom and find a blackboard covered with complex physics equations. You memorize them all up. Great. Glad we did that. Do you want to chat? Or are you doing okay? Sad-looking hobo selling pencils. We have talked to this guy before, haven't we? Hobo code? I don't want to. Geez, yeah, he's just a bummed out dude. I've bought a pencil off him before. I guess I'll buy another. You gonna be stoked on this, man? Floyd Carbuncle? Kind of reminds me of like John Arbuckle, but in a very non-direct way. They're very different. They just have one similar sounding part of their name, and that's enough apparently. Holy cow, thank you. He takes a big sniff of the sauce. Ah, sweet and smoky, just like Dad used to make. Well, just like the machines at Dad's factory used to make. Dad's job was just making sure the rats didn't unionize. Well, enjoy. I sure will. Thanks for the help. 30 experience? Is that it? Floyd is now happily eating his lunch. You should leave him to it. All right, I thought there would be more to it, but okay, I guess we'll just leave it at that. The Hilbert house is the one that keeps climbing, so we've done that. Those wings I've explored pretty thoroughly as far as I can tell. Is the chemicals lab? No, I think I was out in the roof of the scalar wings. I don't know what... I'm trying to figure out if the H building was identifiable. There's all these other things I haven't gone to or even been able to go to. So I'll just go to the one that I can. Oh, geez, you are super lost. You accidentally wander into the university steam tunnels. I was just away from there. I've spent so much time down there. And you know, if you asked me if the steam tunnels had a direct connection to the town sewer system, it'd probably said probably not. But here you are now. I'd have, the double contraction. And to make matters worse, you appear to have ended up in a lair of feral vampires. Let me tell you, my friend, they are not happy to see you. 2 of them are crouched down on all fours, snarling and spitting, and a third guy's howling and just totally gushing blood out of his eye sockets. It's a real bad scene. Yeah, he's not in a great way, that one. But in general, this has gone my way, I would argue. Allow me to just give you a couple blasts of my stanky cheese. You can blood blast me all you want, but you ain't getting out of this alive. You ain't getting out of it undead? So you're dead twice is the main thing. Which, to be honest, was a bit rude, since you were the invader and all. Still, what you gonna do? Couple of cosmic wines. I'm probably sitting on quite a heap of experience. Yeah. A lot. But I think I probably would have read all of these and gotten everything out of it. This one I'm less sure about. The Intermediate Quantum Ethics book. The cover of this textbook should be painted sky blue with clouds in it because it's way over your head. Have I never read this one? Maybe I can't. You're better off selling this to a used bookstore than to comprehend it. Do that, then. Okay. I guess that's taken care of. I've done it. Increases meat drops. I would have already done that so many times. Oh. The front door is overgrown with vines. Any ideas about that? I think no. Maybe I need to go craft a chemical that's like anti-vines. Nope, there's a doorway to hang out in this fun backyard scenario. This trash can smells as good as it looks. Fantastic then, because wow, the detail there, phenomenal. This guy's really going out of his way to hold what he's smoking in the most phallic positioning imaginable. A fraternity guy's tending the barbecue here. What you doing? Queuing? What? It's a cute way to say barbecuing? Here, try one of these bad boys. I thought he was going to say like bad sausages. Bad boys. Vegetable sausage. A sausage-shaped mass of leaves and mulch in a potato skin casing. Increase max HP by 7. Pretty good, actually. Just eating healthy. Although, really, sausages are one of the things that I don't really want a vegetable substitute. I would way rather eat a cooked carrot. Or, like, falafel. Something like that. That's a tube of vegetable type ingredients that I would be way more down for. I just think, like, you don't need to replace meat in that sense. Let's eat vegetables. I'm pretty okay with that. You don't have to trick me. What is it? It's a special plant-based sausage I'm working on. Is it any good? I didn't call it a good boy just now. Okay, so it is a bad sausage. I figure I need another, 80 or 90 years to really get it right. I'd argue they haven't. Certain things, yes. Not really, like, pork sausage substitutes. Beyond Meat, get out of here. I would way rather eat a black bean burger or chickpea burger or beet burger or something. Beyond Meat sucks. I really hate it. I see. Well, thanks all the same, I guess. Don't mention it. Say, do you like to queue? Yes, I love it more than anything. Who's asking? Pointless secrecy. I've never tried it. It's okay. I actually really do like barbecuing. I'm gonna be excited about it. Well, here, have one of these queuing forks. I've got like 10 of them. Once people find out you're in a queuing, you start getting them for every birthday and crimbo. Honestly, people find out you like a thing. Be prepared to receive nothing but that for gifts exclusively until you make them aware of a second or third or more things you like. I feel like everyone has one thing that for a limited window of their life, they were known for that being their obsessive thing, and it was exclusively the gifts they were given, and now they have 10 more of those things than they want. It's pretty common. If you want to move a sausage around on a grill, there's no better tool than a pair of tongs. If you don't have tongs, I guess you can try to make do with one of these things. Gosh, thanks! He nods and returns to his queuing. Mysticality +4. I know I've added to this one the sharpened and the hefty, so it probably was the same starting point, but hot instead of cold. So, like, I'll probably just leave it. Doesn't matter that much. Anything new he wants to talk to? Hey, a guy over at Zeta Omega Omicron sent me over here to get some kind of special wood chips. Oh, sure, I know who you mean. What he wants is mesquite. Just shave a little bark off the mesquite tree over there. Okay, thank you. Is that what this is? Unless you're mistaken, shave some chips off. You gather some chips of bark, leave the tree, none worse for wear, you hope. Mesquite chips, straight from the old mesquite block. A chip off the old block, gotcha. He looks cold as hell. You should go hang out by the barbecue. This guy is shivering and his teeth are chattering loudly. Ask him what's up. I was hanging out at the weird stone frat and I left my jacket at the bar. I'm freezing. I guess there is kind of an unnatural chill in the air. Also, we don't really have a lot of body fat, so I'm assuming you're not retaining a lot of heat naturally. You need big puffy coats. I'm real susceptible to changes in narrative atmosphere. If you're headed in the direction of Lambda Iota Theta, could you stop in and grab my jacket for me? It's soft and comforting. What are the jokes with, like, Lambda Iota Theta? L-I-T. Lit, but that's not really, like, anything. I'm picturing how Lambda Iota Theta are written, and I'm not, like, seeing a joke there. I'm assuming these just aren't real frats, that they're combined in a way that sounds real, but they aren't, and that's the main thing? Sure, no problem. Thanks. We just gotta go get a jacket, but at least we got a new location to go off of. Oh, a new cat, and he's gonna have so much fun playing around and whatever that is. This pot contains dozens of different kinds of flowers all grafted together into some kind of weird-smelling plantenstein. Harvest materials. Frosty Flakes and a couple of stylish gels. I bet you can... it was probably one of those ones you can do like once a day. This cat is writhing around in a pile of catnip in either agony or ecstasy. Get closer. You deftly avoid the flailing claws and gnashing teeth and give him a little scritch on his chin. As you do, you see his collar reads Sprig. Sprig is a funny name for a cat. Rub his belly. His boon adds muscle. Sprig's affections have inspired you. Your muscles throb like mighty oaks, and your nerves twinkle like tiny fibers of hallucinogenic herb. The catnip really gets them all messed up. I will keep my current boon. This is like the most plain-looking person I've ever seen. It's a shrubberman of some sort. What's this shrub you're working on? The plainest he could look while still having hair. Some people are just bald with no anything going on in there, but he's just a Pringles can without a mustache. I don't know, man. He just looks basic as could be. Simple 2-dot 1-line smiley face with like a crappy bowl cut or something. It's a new strain of super aloe. Oh, interesting. Now that you mention it, the leaves do look like aloe vera, except they're wider. That's right. I'm trying to find the best balance between increased phytochemical production and concentration. How's it working out? Pretty well. Now that I've given up on crossbreeding it with Toxicodendron radicans. Toxicodendron? Were you just saying that you were blending this together with a radioactive toxic plant? Here, have some ointment samples. Glob of super aloe. When you're on fire, nothing brings relief quite like wet goo on a rag. Heal for 10 and remove fire. Neat. That actually does sound quite useful. This frat guy is tending a row of malty smelling plants. Not hops, the malts. He looks busy, and you don't really have a reason to bother him. Oh, will I be able to take these back to the bar? This plant is really hoppin'. Yeah, the malts and the hops are very different. So I don't know why the hops would smell like malts. I don't buy it. I think he's tricking me somehow. That's my main takeaway. I thought there'd be a reason I could go to the other side of that fence. I thought I'd be able to bring hops back to the bars. That, what's his name? It's been a minute. Could brew an IPA for me. Wow, the house is even more vined up on this side. Which the funny thing is that IPAs and India Pale Ale aren't titled such because they come from India. It's because the hops act as a preservative, so when the beer is being transported to India, the only ones that survived were the ones that had so much hops in them that they could last that voyage, and so it became an India Pale Ale to be really hoppy, which I really like. I like IPAs a lot. I can just hop right across to the next thing. I guess maybe I deal with the chips first. I don't remember who asked for them already. Oh, it was just a guy at the first frat house. It might take me a second while over there to figure out who. While exploring the halls of SIT, you happened upon a group of tough-looking goblins wearing backwards ball caps, slouching around insolently, and watching for nerds to harass. Given that this is SIT, you'd think they'd be spoiled for choice, but apparently they've settled on you. Hey, you who are there being a nerd. Who, me? A nerd? Yes, a book reader weakling you look like. This is nerd actions, not tough like a jocklin, which is us. I agree. That's baloney. I'm not a nerd. I strongly object to being characterized as a nerd based solely on my appearance. The jocklins exchange looks. Definite a nerd. Confirmed very. They stand up and approach you, cracking their knuckles. Hey, what are you doing? We are swirl your head into a toilet. That is the fate of a nerd. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Well, it's kind of amazing when one just like drops when the battle's like just beginning. It's just rather satisfying for myself. I was gonna come up one short if I committed to that attack. You won. Who's the nerd now? Goblins. Troy, is that like a Revenge of the Nerds thing, or like probably something like that? Or it'd be funny if it was just a friend of the developers, but I don't immediately recognize it. I've only seen Revenge of the Nerds once. It was at a friend's birthday party when he was like 15 or something, and when he put on the movie, his dad started a timer and came down at whatever it was, like 30 minutes and 12 seconds, came downstairs and fast forwarded like 30 seconds through the nude scene and then just like left us again. And I guess we didn't rewind it. I don't know, because we were like scared to get caught or something. But it was like pretty funny that he just, you know, it makes you question why that dad knew the precise minute of nudity in that DVD he owned. Ask him how he's doing. Just check up on him, see what's what. All right, you can have your wood chips now. Fantastic, thanks, bro. These are gonna make it real smoky in here, though. Yeah, that's how you know it's a party. Woo! I was wondering if we would see the smoke like billow out in that moment. Hey, there's the full-on Pringles guy if he was like a hipster. I think we've probably had enough of that frat house. Let's go check out the other one. Next to a trash can, you find a discarded houseplant with a little sign on it reading, "Free to a good home." It must have been there for a while because the plant is obviously dead. You reach for the plant to examine it, and it startles you by belching out a cloud of spooky mist. The previous owner must have given it away because it was too scary, not because it was too hard to take care of. Ooh, I'm gonna steal their mail. This mailbox is made of foreign stone, which means it's not a federal crime to steal mail from it. Well, I want it then. Oh, come on, how do I open junk mail? How did I not see it coming that that's what I was gonna receive as well? See, I don't think that really... Maybe it's a joke that explains why this one is made out of stone? Wow, these frat guys are super into geology. The entire frat house is carved from a single huge block of stone. Really nice craftsmanship too. Must have taken forever. Everything inside is also stone. Is everything a part of the same one stone though? Maybe not the cups, you'd want to be able to pick them up and separate them, but it'd be impressive if the couch and things were a part of the single stone that house is carved out of. Not only did they sculpt a stone bar, they even did stone bottles and cups. That's real dedication to an art. Look for that guy's jacket. Wow, that was easy. Right, I guess he did say it was by the bar. You find it draped over one of the bar stools. It was tricky to spot because of being exactly the same color and shape of the stool itself. That doesn't even make sense. A jacket with a big Phi Upsilon Tau patch on the back. Take it back to the guy who lost it. You're not sure whether this counts as a painting or a sculpture. That's a good question. This solid stone couch looks uncomfortable, but it's still in your top 5 frat house couches. Check under the cushions, or like fluff the cushions. That would take a 50 muscle. It's a real struggle to lift them up, but you manage it, and it's filled with money because no one else wants to lift that heavy ass thing. There's nothing on the hat rock, not hat rack. The members of this frat apparently don't care about comfort or privacy as much as they care about sticking to a theme. It's hard to say what this is. A fridge maybe? Or an armoire? It doesn't open. It's solid stone. Where do they keep their food and or clothes? A bowl of stone fruit. You know, peaches and plums. So they have stones in the middle. They are not stone. Wow, this is incredible. Not only did this fraternity chisel a whole frat house out of stone and carve furniture to match, they even went so far as to sculpt a bunch of frat boy statues. Presumably, they store them up here and haul them downstairs to fill out the space for parties? There's also some kind of weird stone thing. It looks a bit like one of those newfangled televisions you've read about, except triangular. Somebody's science project, maybe. Oh, geez, okay, there's some true craziness going on here. I'm starting to think that maybe everything got flash frozen in stone, but I don't know. This statue has kind of a nervous expression. Maybe it represents the sculptor's academic stress. This one's doing some kind of crazy dance. They definitely bring this one downstairs for parties. This one's holding up its hands in a desperate warding gesture. It must be symbolic of students' fears of leaving school and having to join the workforce. This one is covering its eyes with one hand. Maybe some kind of political commentary? This one's praying. How traditional. This statue looks like it's yelling something. They must take this one to football games, haha. Just totally... Oh, the statue fell apart. That's a shame. A shame, we say? We're just ignoring the obvious that a giant explosion or something took place here. Some horrific eldritch creature, some kind of weird hovering rock. Pretty fancy. Well, in we go. I guess not. If this is a television, the program isn't very interesting. You don't see any way to change the channel, though. Well, it seems like the hovering rock is, like, connected. I guess I should check around in case there's some trick to this. There's a stone hat on the floor here. Oof, stone frat cap. There's no way that wolf is blowing this thing off your head. Like the big bad wolf? Sticks, bricks, and, straw or whatever? Is that wolf blowing a hat off my... Is that, Teenage Wolf or something, like the Michael J. Fox movie? I've never seen it, so I don't know. The reference is lost on me if there is one. Well, I feel like there's more to that house. Like, almost certainly. I'll be very curious to go back there. Alley, collect some pollen. But I think there's probably something we need to, like, find first that can then tie in. Give him his jacket. Oh, wow, thanks. That's much better. No problem. Do you want to talk about anything else? He just looks comfortable now. I guess that's just how you find that location, and whatever, 10 experience, easy peasy. It was like a ridiculously simple quest. Yeah, I think that was it. That was all there was to deal with there. There's a message. I'll worry about that in a minute, actually. What I wanted to do is follow up on something that I think has come up a few times. That guy looks an awful lot like the guy we just dealt with. It's two of the frat guys you helped out earlier. The guy who was looking for mesquite chips and the guy who lost his jacket. Okay, it is literally them. Was anyone sitting there before? Heck yeah, bro. If you got problems beating the cold, queuing is the hobby for you. Wait, did I say hobby? I meant lifestyle. Standing next to a warm, comforting fire does sound pretty good, right, bro? Plus, while you're standing there, you could be queuing up some burgers or weenies or whatevs. It's win-win. Gosh, you bask in the warm glow of their conversation. That's nice. I'm happy for the two of them. That was funny to just instantaneously follow up on that rather unintentionally. Dan, I had like Doug in mind, or like, I don't even know. I knew it was D. Order a drink. So, I'm curious about this. I brought him something. I'm going to select the vodka. That's when you add the mixers. So the things like olives and stuff that I had brought him and hadn't... I'll have a different drink. Wine is not going to have an add-in, obviously. Vodka and the vermouth makes sense. Gin and vermouth, I guess, makes sense. I've never had it myself. Oh, I should look. Post-oinal bliss. You have some wine and you're feeling fine. I don't know what, like, oinal is, though. Poistinal? There's probably a pun in there that I'm missing. Rum and vermouth. Again, I think that would probably be gross. Absinthe and vermouth. I guess I thought a martini would come up, and then that would be what you would add the olives to. And beer, I'm guessing, will have nothing that you add it to. But I kept ordering a thing that has no add-on, so I was missing how they fit together like that. But there you go. There's a confirmation of how you're supposed to layer together those additional ingredients that they themselves don't make a standalone drink. That was explained to me a few times in the comments, and it took me a long time to get around to dealing with. Speaking of, I'm so far behind on naming episode titles and stuff. I gotta work on that, catch up on comments. I'm gonna make notes of things that I need to be circling back to. Hopefully in the near future I'll do like a catch-up round. I'll probably read the comments of this video sooner than others, because I'm gonna forget what I did in episode like 39 a little bit. So I might need some reminders of what I was intending to do. I'm gonna record a second episode right now, and I'll probably head to the Big Moist and start dealing with a few things there. Just start opening that up a little bit more, and then hopefully by then I'll catch up on comments and things, and we can go from there. Thank you all so much for watching. Episode titles, please, and I hope to see you all again soon.